Hey,
Hi.
Earth.
I was here, I was ready, I followed the email, and then it all just went sideways on me.
It has been that month, year.
Oh my,
I don't
I don't even know what it is.
understand.
I'm over it though. Hang on, I don't like the way these sound. Hang on.
Do whatever you need to do. Can you hear me okay?
Might stop.
But stop.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. You sounded real like tin canny in my headphones, so I wanted to take them off.
Oh,
And then it said it wouldn't switch back, and technology's not my friend.
mine either. But you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do I sound all right?
Yeah, you sound great to me.
Okay. All right. Hi, what's new? What's going on? What's shaking?
I'm just, I don't know, discombobulated?
Yeah, well, not that I'm glad you're in the same boat as me. I'm just glad I'm not here in this boat by myself because something is just not jiving right now.
You know, it's nice to know we're not alone in the chaos.
Mm-hmm. Hardcore.
It's like, I don't know, March, this whole spring's here and we're supposed to be like ready to go. And I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, no. I keep pulling the string on the engine motor and it's just not catching. It's just like,
No, it's not. I don't know. I really don't think like January should be like the New Year thing.
yeah, we've
It should be hibernation.
yeah, and then February should start to be like the thaw time, and then March should be okay, I'm getting a vibe, I'm getting a flow happening.
It should be like the hokey pokey. Put a foot in and then you pull it out. You put a foot in.
Test the water. Yeah. I think it's just this 2026 is not wanting to play fair.
No, and I really had big hopes for 2026.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not being nice.
No. No, and it's hard to be nice when the world is being so mean. So, I mean, I get why 2026 maybe is not being nice because it's just being a mean girl like everything else.
Yeah,
But enough of this bullshit.
agreed. I'm tired of the mean girl thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Everything feels like especially heavy right now. Like we're going to blow shit up in wars we don't belong in, and then we're going to just keep blowing shit up in your face. Because, why wouldn't it just be a nice week? And like you get up, you get ready, you're ready to go, and then you're putting something in the fridge. And I myself threw out the top of my back, like between my bra strap and my neck, locked up
Ooh,
today. It's
ugh.
like, this really sucks.
It's
So I'm
like
not a happy camper right now.
I enjoy my peace mentally. Like I'm more
Yeah.
confident. I still have my days, don't get
Yes.
me wrong, but I'm more confident and I don't really care if somebody is looking at me and judging.
Right.
But the whole your body's breaking down thing is just not fun.
I know, and, like, it's a fine line between I'm too old for this shit and, like, I'm not old enough for this to be a regular thing yet.
Exactly.
It's
I shouldn't be pulling things.
right, I shouldn't have thrown on my back putting something away in the fridge. I don't even remember maybe oh, you know what? I think I was reaching for a can of Dr. Pepper, a 12-ounce can of Dr. Pepper, and I didn't even have it in my hands yet, and it tweaked, and I was
Oh,
talking to Max, and I went,
oh god.
"Oh." So it's gonna be a fun rest of the day because we gotta drive out to Payless and get Amelia's glasses fixed, and, like, I don't wanna.
No, I'm
But glasses are
blinded.
kind of essential, so they're
They are, but it does get
yeah,
annoying having all this mental load to-do list constantly running in your head.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, and it's like I wanna
And
let
we're
go of it, but then it's like,
who picks it up?
right?
Who's gonna make sure all this stuff gets done? Like, I only found out her glasses were bothering her last night at dinner as she was having a breakdown because she was just overdone, like, she
Right.
was overwhelmed with everything, so I can understand the breakdown, but I was trying to, like, also explain to her, I said, "If you mention these things when you're not completely overwhelmed and, like, losing, like, control of your emotions, we can get them taken care of so that they're not weighing on you so hard that the pain on top of your ear causes this kind of meltdown. Like, this is the first time hearing of it, so it's not like we're neglecting getting it fixed so it continues to
Mhm.
overwhelm you. You never mentioned it before. Says, "We'll go tomorrow, we'll get it fixed, but right now it's 6:30 on a Sunday. We can't go and have him handle it now."
No. It's
But I feel
so
like her in
hard.
her mind, it's like, "It's been bothering me for ages, and you haven't done anything to fix it."
Why didn't you read her mind?
Right?
Mhm.
There I go again.
Damn. Moms are supposed to know all.
Yeah, no all. And then she was also in the middle of the breakdown going, "And I don't wanna wear contacts because I don't wanna touch my eyeballs." It's like, I get that
Emma
too.
was the same way until,
I was the same.
freshman year, high school. All of a sudden, she was okay with it. I don't know what changed.
I think I was 19 by the time I finally worked up the courage to try contacts. Like, before then, I didn't wanna touch my eyeballs, like, it was not a thing,
I didn't
but
like it, but I started it because I was so tired of swimming and getting out of the lane and not knowing if I was first or last. I couldn't see shit.
where am I? Somebody read it for me.
Yeah, well, I used to, like, try and find my parents or whoever was there in the stands so they could, like, tell me.
Yeah,
Like, there are pictures of me doing this, trying to, like, look at them to see if I can
yeah.
see what they're trying to tell me.
I laser vision correction was, like, the best thing I ever did, but again,
I
it took
loved
me
it.
10 years to convince myself to actually do it because I am so squeamish when it comes to eyeballs. Like, I don't like touching them. I don't like thinking about them. I can't do it. So it took me a long time to convince myself to start wearing contacts. And then once I was wearing contacts, they were in all the time because
Mhm.
I didn't like you getting out of the pool. I didn't like waking up and not being able to see
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
And especially once we had the kids, I was terrified that I was gonna knock my glasses over and then kick them underneath the bed, and then I'd be, like, useless, like, baby's crying and I can't
Oh.
see. I think it was finally when Max was right after we found out Max needed glasses that I got my
Mhm.
eyes all lasered, and then I was like, "Am I sending the wrong message? Because now he has to wear glasses, but I'm being so vain that I'm getting my eyeballs lasered." And Chris goes, "He's 14 months old, Megan. He doesn't know. Also, he doesn't care."
No, and it's not vanity wanting to see without glasses or contacts.
Reasonably now looking back at it, yes, I can say that, but then it was just, like, one more emotional overwhelm, like, poor Amelia and her ears bothering her last night was just, like,
Mhm.
one more, "I can't, I don't, what am I doing?"
Mhm.
Hormonal flows of being a lady, right?
Oh, god. Sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. Ugh, March. March, March. I don't like March.
There's a joke from The Simpsons where they got, like, a fundraising calendar printed, and there was an extra March in there or an extra month added into the calendar by this discount printing company. So, it was the month of Smarch, and Homer was, like, walking in, like, all bundled up. He's like, "Stupid Smarch weather." So, that's, like, my go-to of, like, just stupid Smarch the whole month because it's
I like
still
it.
not, like not a comfortable place to be at, and it's not that it's been a particularly bad month, it's just been, like, an overwhelming month, and it's just like, "What more? Like, why? What else? What else can we pack into this crab sandwich?"
I know, every time I think I'm somewhat caught up, something happens where I'm like, "Haha, funny, silly me."
Yeah, March goes, "Not so
I like
much."
that smarch thing. That
Stupid smarch weather.
that makes sense in my head because it's just I don't know, like that go, go, go mentality, and I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like the mentality is there, but the weather isn't there to match. Like,
Mhm.
once it's, like, full on springtime, it's a little easier to handle, like, when the weather's nice, your brain feels nice. Like, we've had 2 days this month, and I think I sent you a selfie from the car the first day where
Yes,
it was,
with
like,
the sun.
71 and sunny, and I was like, "Seasonal depression be damned," and literally the next day it was 40 and rainy. Saturday, a few days ago, was I think we got up to 74 and super sunny.
Oh, well.
And then yesterday, Sunday, it was 45 and windy as hell. I was like, "No, this is not nice. You can't tease us with one good day and then, like, pants us the next with lousy Like, "Oh, no, JK, it's still spring in the Midwest." So,
Mm.
you don't get to bye-bye to your seasonal depression just yet.
It's incredible, though, how much the sun and nature just impacts your mental health.
It really does, and, like, all the doctors saying, "Well, you don't have enough vitamin D in your system, and that's comes from the sun." You're like, "Well, yeah, it's March in the Midwest. Of course, there's no vitamin D in my system. We've been hibernating for the past 6 months. Like, there's no reason for me to have enough vitamin D in the system." But after I was talking to you a couple weeks ago, and you're like, "Have you tried a tanning bed?" And I thought, "That sounds silly, but it doesn't really sound very silly." I started looking at daylight lamps
Mhm.
to, like, sit at my bedside, and I have just not pulled the trigger on one yet. I should, but I just can't,
I
like,
think
can't spend the money yet.
I got one for Alex, and he loves it, and it is so good for him. Um,
Oh, yeah, it's really working for him?
it is. I don't know if he notices it was working, but I certainly noticed the difference compared to last winter. I hate the idea of a tanning bed, skin cancer, all that stuff, but, like, I don't know what else
You
to
can't argue with the
suggest.
results.
Exactly. I don't know what to
Yeah.
suggest, so maybe somebody out there in the podcast world can comment and
Yeah.
give me some better ideas, but, you know, going to a tanning bed once a month
Mhm.
in the winter, sometimes it's just what you need and it helps.
Yes, I think absolutely it would also help. Also, I've been trying to convince I don't think he really convince is the right word, but I'm trying to, like, convey a need for a hot tub in the backyard to put on the patio because I think that would really help my mood. So we've gone shopping a few times. We just, again, haven't, like, pulled the trigger on that, but I'm like, "I think a hot tub would really changed my point of view on stuff, like, when it's freezing cold in the winter, like, just the idea of putting on a bathing suit and walking in your backyard to sit in a hot tub while it snows seems incredible.
Yes,
It's like,
absolutely.
that sounds like a really fantastic idea, but can we get the health insurance to cover it? Because that's where, like, the sticking point is. It's like,
Um,
sure, it's a great idea, but
how do you pay for it?
is is $40,000 really what we need to be spending on it
Yeah.
right now? So, if anybody from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois can hit me up and let me know how to, like, submit my claim for that, that'd be great too.
I love that. That would be nice, though.
I think it really just life-changing.
It's that messy middle where you have that inner conflict. You want to make this big change, but you're not quite ready, and it's that wobble where you're like, "I'm not sure which way to go." And then you feel urgency, and then it's like, "Well, if I act out of urgency, normally that doesn't work well for me, but I need
Right,
to
like, that
do
ends up being
something."
yeah, it's like somewhere between making the decision and making the purchase as your brain tries to, like, almost hold you hostage in the, "Well, if you fix it, I won't have anything to complain to you about. Like, I won't have any function here in your anxiety. Like, if you fix your anxiety, I'm out of a job." And then your brain, like, goes almost into overdrive trying to, like, keep you in this little
Mhm.
world of, "What if this? What if that? But what if,
Oh.
why this? Why that? Why not?" Like, just make the decision, but then sometimes it also feels very impulsive, like you're letting your ADHD control your decisions, and that's not always great either, but almost I feel like the dynamic duo of anxiety and ADHD can almost cancel each other out
Mhm.
and just sit you in a place of, "Oh,"
Yeah, it's like
and then you're like,
paralysis.
"Okay, now what?" Exactly. It's like, I know what needs to get done, and I know what should get done, but one's talking the other out of it, and it's like, sometimes they feel like the devil and the angel on your shoulder,
Mhm.
and then you're just stuck in the middle, like, "Well, you know what? Fine. Both of you guys shut up and we'll do nothing."
Yeah, and that's how I feel like March has been this entire frickin' month. It's speed up
Mhm.
to wait, speed up to wait, and
Yeah.
nothing happens, and then the world is blowing up around you, and you're just stuck in this middle wobble. I need a vacation.
Yeah, and ironically, the kids are on spring break this week, and it snuck up on the both of us to the point where we don't have much planned. We're trying to figure out a day to do something. We did have a little bit of a spring break adventure last week. Amelia's friend was in from California. He was on spring break, and we all got together and went to go see Hamilton on stage, which the kids all loved.
Oh,
But that's not a big enough spring break outing for us. So it's like
it's
a
not?
vacation's not happening. So we got to figure out what we are doing. And my poor husband doing his major, it's not his major, his master's degree is going through 2 different colleges. He comes up to dinner last night. He goes, "So I just realized that I was on spring break for one of my schools last week." He's got classes this week, and then his other school is on spring break next week. He's like, "This stinks because it
Oh,
didn't line up with the children's spring breaks." So it's
oh,
like, this is a rough go for my poor family right now."
oh, I'm so sorry, that sucks.
Yeah. And Chris didn't even realize the kids were on spring break until, like, I think it was Friday. We were off for Eid because we've got a heavy, Muslim population in the school district, so now we've got Muslim holidays off, which I'm not complaining about. So my kids were off for Eid on Friday, and he goes, the kids don't have school next week?" I goes, "Nope, spring break." He goes, "Mhm. Alright then, that's something Dad didn't know."
It's like, I don't know. Time is weird these days. Ever since COVID, I just can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it feels like it was a minute ago, but also ages ago, that time almost has got no solid meaning anymore.
I read an article about how our phones and social media is impacting that and
Really?
increasing this like time blindness. Of course, it doesn't say what to do except to put your phone down, which in this day and age is impossible.
Right, like, it's not just your phone to pick up the phone and call, and have a chit chat. It's literally a lifeline, like, your calendar's on it, your appointments are on it, your
Yes.
medications are on it, your shopping list. It's like a whole personal assistant, but one that you've got some dopamine addiction to.
Mhm. And I do like my dopamine fix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should tap into the kindness moment then and figure
Yeah,
out how
let's
to be kinder to ourselves instead of the go, go, go. And then, like, giving ourselves attitude because we don't want to go, go, go.
Yeah. If I had figured it out, like, I'd be making millions right now, but
Right?
all I just keep reminding myself of was, like, "Just be gentle."
Mhm.
Like, this is the first time you're going through life, so you're not gonna have it all figured out right now. So just, like, cut yourself some slack, be gentle with yourself, but it's a real and again, I need to quit out the, "Here's a really great statement," and follow it with a "but." However, that's just how my brain works. It's like, too much of a good thing is never really a good thing, so it's like, be gentle with yourself, but don't be so permissive that you don't get anything accomplished at all, and then you're fine with that. So it's like
Yeah, but you're never truly fine with that. You beat yourself up. So
exactly.
you don't need to add the "but" because you would do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like my brain adds that on there. It's like, "Yes, be gentle with yourself, but not too gentle. That's okay for everybody else, but that's not okay for you."
Right, because
So, it's
if
just
you're too lax on yourself, then you're just
right,
gonna become this lazy blob.
precisely. And then it circles back to be gentle with yourself,
Mhm.
but not too gentle.
That inner critic.
Yeah, and she never shuts up.
No, she's such a bitch. I need her to shut
Sh
up.
Yeah, she's got a lot of opinions, but not a lot of answers, and
No,
that's
and
she would just be more helpful.
yes, like, if you're gonna stop me, make sure you're stopping me from something I really shouldn't be doing, not stopping
Yeah,
me
something
because of
dangerous.
fear.
Right, yes, stop me because I'm about to injure myself or I'm about to cause harm. Don't stop me because I'm on a track that is the right way to be or, the right way to be going because you don't wanna put yourself out of a job here, anxiety. But yeah, I inner struggle, inner monologue all day, every day. It's like, that's okay for other people, but that's not okay for you.
Mm.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to relax with your feet up, so find something to be doing.
When did our existence become so tied to our productivity? I remember us just playing with chalk in the driveway or swimming in your pool or
Mhm.
making up stupid songs.
Yeah. Let's go for a bike ride. To where? Who knows? We're just
We're
going on a
just
bike
gonna
ride.
yeah.
We're just gonna pedal and see where we end. And I honestly I don't know. It's funny. I was watching one of my guilty pleasure shows yesterday called The Midwife on PBS
Oh,
about, the midwives who delivered babies, like, throughout, like, the 40s, 50s,
I've
60s
seen clips
in
of
London.
that.
Like, yeah.
It's
So
interesting.
it's a very interesting show. So this show has been aging up through the decades,
Mhm,
and it was, like, the season premiere of season 15 or whatever yesterday, and now they're in 1971, and then they're in the women's liberation movement.
mhm.
And I'm like, I almost wonder if as moms, working moms, trying to raise the next generation, not that it's the fault of, but that's almost where it started. It's like they kept chanting equal pay for equal work. And almost sometimes it feels as though because we're chanting equal pay for equal work, we're trying to do more work to get the equal pay to show that we're worthy. So I sometimes it feels like trying to prove ourselves is where we sort of went wrong. Like we never should have had to prove ourselves in the first place, but now it's almost like we're constantly behind the eight ball because we're trying to prove that we are worthy of that. You know what I'm
So the mentality that we can do it all instead of saying we get to choose what we want to do because no one
Yes.
person can do it all. And husbands, partners, you need to help. You need to walk in the door ready to be a spouse, a parent, an equal.
Right, like a partner. So it's
Mhm.
like we've almost set ourselves up for the exhaustion by trying to prove that we're
That could
capable.
kinda be a little internalized patriarchy if you think about it, because
Oh,
we are still
absolutely.
telling ourselves we should be this form of a wife, a mom, whatever it is, right? This
Mhm.
version of what you're supposed to be and how to show up. And now let's add on everything else. And it's like, no, maybe I just wanna work, so leave me alone.
Yeah, and even, like, going through that thought process verbally just now, it really sounded as though I was blaming women's liberation on why I'm so exhausted right now. Like, again, the internalized patriarchy. It's like,
Uh,
well, if you would've just sat down and shut up, you wouldn't be so tired right now. Like,
it's
duh.
tricky, right?
It's very hard to sometimes walk yourself through those opinions without feeling like a complete, backstabber.
Well, but it's complex, it's not simple, right? And I think that's one of
No,
the
and
things, going back to that mean girl thing, where it's like, we're so worried that somebody or our inner voice will mean girl us that we're not allowing ourselves to really dive in deep to certain topics because then that equates us not being supportive or something.
yeah, supportive or supported.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of like, this is my opinion, this is my view, this is what I want to go with this. And then you're just waiting for the meanie to come by and be like, take the wind out of your sails or cut you off at the knees. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have, stuck my neck out so far because not everyone's going to agree with me, but it doesn't change the fact that this is a good idea or this needs to be done.
No,
It
and
just means it's a hard sell.
it is a hard sell, and I do understand where you're coming from, that you're not being anti-feminist, that you're being more realistic, and it's just that we couldn't be more realistic in the '70s during the women's movement because if we gave an inch, nothing would have happened. I mean, we still don't get
Right. If
paid
you
equally.
No, and it's hard to come to a compromise with a group that doesn't want to compromise. So what you end up doing is you end up giving up your points of view or your, sticking points. Like, okay, well, I'll budge on this if you budge on that.
Mhm.
But sometimes arguing the other party, it just isn't going to budge on anything, and they're just going to no, 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 and then you just have given up all of your cards.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, well, now I'm worse for wear, and I've made no progress,
No.
and I just got mean girled out of what I was trying to accomplish.
Yes, and that mean girl is just that internalized form of the patriarchy coming out,
Mhm.
and I don't think a
Yeah.
lot of women recognize when they're doing that, not only to themselves, but to each other.
Oh, absolutely. And what I'm trying to teach my budding woman that I'm raising is that when the people come at you pushing back on your idea, it's not that they think your idea is bad, is they're not brave enough to verbalize those things for themselves. By trying to shush you, it keeps them feeling safe by not having to be the loud one, but they feel on some level they might be keeping you safe by shushing you a little bit too. And I've boiled it down to, that's a them problem for right now because that's as far like emotionally developed as we've gotten.
Mhm.
But I still have to remind myself all the time as when somebody, has a difference of opinion or wants to argue with me, it's like, that's a them problem. That's not a me problem. And that's for them to figure out. But it's just so hard to constantly remind yourself of that all the time. Like, it's almost exhausting
Mm,
that sometimes it's just like a whatever. And it's a you putting a plug in it, but it's them taking it as a win.
yes, and then you get frustrated because you don't want them to take it as a win, but also you
Mhm.
do have the right to disengage and not
Right.
respond when it's a waste of your time. So it's
Yeah, we're
just
gonna table this for now, but it doesn't mean that you've won this round. It just means that we're pressing pause because I don't have the wherewithal to keep arguing with a stone wall right now.
mhm. No, but we're still as women, we're still getting screwed,
Hardcore
and we just,
from every direction.
as women, need to figure out how to help ourselves. I don't want to put so much attention on men in general. I wanna figure out how to interact with other women where
Mhm.
I'm not seeing them as a threat. I'm helping them move up because they can help me move up. I'm not judging their version of what a mom is, a woman is, a career is or not. Like,
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, and on the other side of that coin, so many women are accustomed to everything being a threat that they're not willing to accept what's being provided at, face level. Like, I'm here to support you, but, an alternate opinion isn't a negative one.
Mhm.
It's something that is just that. It's an alternative opinion that you can take or leave, but don't just shut it down as a threat right away. Like, just
Right.
because I disagree with what you're saying doesn't mean I disagree with you as a whole or you as a person.
Mhm.
It's just an alternate way of thinking about something.
Mhm.
So it's a matter of sometimes people just don't have that same a lot of times people don't have that same train of thought that I do because mine is a ridiculous train. But if I make a solid point, it's not me telling you you're wrong and I'm right. It's just a, hey, this is how I've found it works for me. So here's a different way to maybe approach this
Mhm.
task, this viewpoint, this whatever. But again, with the either external or internalized patriarchy, women take women as a threat because unfortunately we're conditioned that everything's a threat because unfortunately most everything is a threat to us.
Yes, it is, and so I totally
Yeah.
get that. All we can do is keep talking to each other and say, just because I'm questioning this from history doesn't mean I'm against it or for it. It means that it helped us get to a point. What can we do different to get to another point, right?
Right. It's like it's not a roadblock, it's a different path maybe.
Mm,
So it's not a stop, it's a let's veer a little bit and see what we can get from a different direction.
yeah, I like that. I like that version better because, I mean, you do look back in history and you're like, why did this group go so far this way? Why did they not view it this way or speak about it that way? And I'm starting to see that happen with my kids. They're teenagers and they're asking, they're learning about history and they're asking me and my wife, like, why did you guys do this or not? And I'm like, okay, first of all, I didn't vote that way. And
Right.
secondly, because this was this era, or we didn't have that information, or there wasn't enough pausing and thinking to understand what the consequences would be, right?
Right. Yeah, like it hadn't played out far enough for us to see the damage taking place
Mhm.
from those decisions
Yeah.
for us to change course and, fix those problems a little bit. It's funny how history, when you say history, it can encompass hundreds of years ago or 30 years ago. Like
Mhm.
the way things happened, like, there's meme catchphrases of, like, "It was the '90s, it was a different time." Oh, Bingo and Bluey's dad banned it on Bluey. It's like, "It was the '80s, it was a different time." So, like, that explains, parenting and explains how us kids were raised in the '80s, and it doesn't mean that it was right, it just means that it was different.
Yeah.
But also, I've been, like, binge watching episodes of Friends that aired in, like, the late '90s, early aughts, and some of that stuff has aged
Oh, I
terribly.
know I used to love Friends, and now I watch it and I'm like, "God."
It's so cringy. Like, the episode where Phoebe was giving birth to the triplets she was a surrogate for, like, the guys were showing, like, "This is what naked ladies look like the month that you were born," and showing a Playboy centerfold. I was like, "Ew, no." Not only is that not even a yet born baby, but no, that's so disgusting, like,
Mhm. Why is that
and
even a thought?
right. So, like, things have aged terribly. We know better, we can do better.
Mhm.
However, to get on my political soapbox for a hot moment, it feels as though this current administration is repeating everything out of the Nazi World War II playbook, and that wasn't that long ago when everybody has been sitting in history classes for the past 80 years going, "How could that have happened?"
Oh, I
Well, guess
know.
what? Nobody learned their lesson because it's fucking happening again right now.
I had the same conversation with my son because he's like, "How are we letting people get detained? How are we allowing this to happen?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"But America's done this before." And I explained to him with the Japanese how they
Yeah.
were pretty much put in internment camps.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, their property, their livelihood was stolen. Nothing We did nothing to help those individuals. We just saw them as different and then put them away. And so I was like,
Right.
we don't have to look at Europe to say this
And
occurred because we've done it in the US. We've done it with the Native Americans, we've
precisely,
done it
and
with Native Americans in Alaska, Hawaiians. We took their entire country.
the nation of Puerto Rico, it's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
same thing, like,
yeah.
we've done this on so many times, and then we choose to view history differently than its actual, like, the way it really happened, but we put a
Mhm.
rosy glow on it, like, enslaved people, when we were on watching Hamilton on stage, they were talking about Thomas Jefferson's plantation of Monticello, and it's like, "We really know who's doing all the planting on your farm," and it's just like, "Oh, that's right." So, like, we're
Mhm.
pointing it out, but we're repeating the same sins, and it's just a matter of
It's like
even now in real time, it's being rewritten to be like, "Oh, it's not what you think it is."
it's
But it really is what we think it is.
I'm just floored at how easily this is being done to us.
I say us very loosely because it's not to some of this nation. Like, the ones drinking the Kool-Aid are the ones who are fully on board with this, the easily swayed, the ones who aren't doing their own thinking or they're not doing their own investigating. We're just gonna accept what we're being told at face value, and we're gonna go from there.
Well, but
And
I mean,
that's where it's maddening.
if your news tells you it's true,
Yeah.
and we believe that the news is always has to be factual, which legally it does not have to be anymore,
Oh gosh, no,
especially
they're all
if you're
yeah.
considered an entertainment company. So if you say Fox News Entertainment, they can
Mhm.
get away with things, but nobody knows that. We don't talk about that. So, and then if your community is all saying the same thing, your church is saying all the same thing, it is hard to be curious about anything else because you're being taught not to. It reminds me of September I remember arguing with Erica so much when we went to war. Everybody was like, "No, we have to go get them." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "But it's the wrong country, and I don't think this is the way to do it." And her and I argued for a great deal of time about that, and my opinion was not popular with anybody.
Mhm. It it almost makes you feel like, am I taking crazy pills because I'm having these what feel like very clear thoughts that, what's happening doesn't make sense, the math isn't mathing,
Uh-huh.
but everybody else is having all the same opinion of, "No, this is the right way to do it." Like,
Smart.
the whole
Smart.
it's like I know I'm not the only one that feels like this, but right now I'm one out of a large group of people who feel opposite of what's going on, and it's just like, this can't be possible right now. But
No,
again, it's stupid smarch weather that I'm sorry, it's lousy smarch weather that it's just like, what the hell?
I know.
And then you just sort of like throw your hands in the air to give up for a few minutes, but it doesn't mean you've given up entirely. It just means that like I need to, for my own sanity, table this for a minute because I can't keep thinking these sensible thoughts when the world is on its ear
Mhm.
because it's exhausting and it's terrifying.
It is, and I don't know about you, but even just as a woman, as a parent, this is like, I thought COVID was the weirdest, strangest thing we could ever go through. And every year we just go, hold on, I can
Hold my beer.
thought.
Yeah, yeah, and I look back, like, I talk to my therapist about COVID every once in a while because nothing changed for me. I was still working, I was still going, like, nothing for me changed because I was an essential worker where, like, I was still leaving the house every day. I still had to go out and get groceries, like, nothing changed for me, but
Mhm.
my reality version of COVID is so differed from everybody else's reality version of COVID that it's like a point in time on a calendar for me,
Mhm.
but it was completely life altering for so many others.
Mm.
Like, it's just one of those things, it's like we talk about the kids, and you consistently remind me that kids right now are 2 years stunted in their developmental
Absolutely.
because
How could they not be?
because they didn't have that engagement, they
Mm.
didn't have that
They
stability,
didn't
they didn't
have
have that
the
growth.
social pressure, and there's
Yeah,
positive social pressure. They weren't made to be in uncomfortable situations where they could learn their social skills and conflict
right,
resolution skills. And so it's like everybody's just got to take a step back.
right. We need to be gentle, and there needs to not be a but after that. It's just, like, mind-boggling how you'd think about, you could easily say, like, our parents had it so much easier back in the '80s, and maybe they did, but maybe they didn't because they didn't have the same set of knowledge that we have. So maybe our parents are looking at us going, "Oh, they've got it so easy. They've got the world of information at their fingertips,
Yeah.
and we just had to figure it all out on our own." So, I mean, it's comparing apples to oranges, but it just sometimes it is so overwhelming
Hmm.
that you wanna pull all the plugs and be like, "I'll just have to figure things out as we need them," but that's not gonna be any easier or any more beneficial.
No, but I think to tie it all up, we can recognize that this is where the slow approach
Yeah.
now to slow things down and give ourselves a gentle, soft landing is necessary, and why it's so necessary, especially in this day and time.
Yeah, and almost reminding yourself with a bumper sticker all the time of, "We don't need to figure it all out right now."
Yes. Yes, because
Printed on T-shirts, bumper stickers.
when I think I have to do everything on my to-do list, that's when I get overwhelmed.
Yes, to-do lists, that's funny, like, my ADHD hack is I literally have a notebook that's only for my to-do list, and it took me a good long time to be okay with not checking everything on my list off, and it's okay to move something from today's list to tomorrow's list because evidently it wasn't that pressing. It can get handled another time, and it's okay to move it from Tuesday to Wednesday.
I love that.
So it's a matter of you gentle landing with yourself, not just for the whole world or all of our listeners. It's like it force them for yourself as well because you need them too.
Yes, and it's okay to say not everything is getting done, and it's okay to say what's a priority today and what's a priority tomorrow or even next month.
Right, yeah, it's like it needs to get done, but there's no hard and fast deadline that it needs to get done by Thursday. Why? What's so special about Thursday?
Mhm.
Just it needs to get done at some point, and when you're emotionally and, like, ready for it, it'll get done, and they'll be like, "That wasn't so bad."
Yes. I think your hack also speaks to the idea of being in flow, going with the
Yes.
flow. And if you've tried to start like a project 10, 20 times, perhaps we should just not do that right now.
Yeah, it's now is not the time for that project, and, it's okay for it to be a one-day project, and that's almost where you need to get your angel and your devil online where you're like, "Oh, now. No, now, not now, later." It's like, "No,
Uh-huh.
it'll happen when it happens."
It will.
And I'm okay sounding a little hippy-dippy with that right now.
I
And then
care.
it'll happen when it happens.
Mhm. Well, that's a good place to end for smart.
Yeah, let's button up Smarch. How many days we got left?
Mm, too many.
8. 8. We got 8 days of this Smarch nonsense to tolerate.
Okay.
Next Wednesday, let's reconvene next Wednesday and see how April's treating us. You know what? Let's make it next Thursday. We'll do April 2nd.
That sounds like a very good idea to me.
Yeah, I like this. Put it on the calendar.
All righty. I'll talk to you later, my dear.
All right, it's been fun.
Yes, it has. And